Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm doing my April boxycharm try-on and unboxing video. And there are some hits in this month's box, there are some misses, but overall, for the most part, I actually really do enjoy this month's box. So before I get into the demo, I want to show you the products that I have in this month's box, and then I will begin demoing them. So the first thing that I pulled out in this month's box was the Benefit the Porefessional Pore Primer, and I have not actually used this, but my sister swears by this and loves it. Super excited to try this. And then we have a brush set from, I think it's Lavish Beauty, and there is a blending brush, a shading brush, an eyebrow brush, a pencil brush, and a liner brush. I probably will not be using this liner brush because I typically don't use potted gel liners for my eyeliner. I like to use a felt tip liner. I probably will not be using that liner brush. And then we have the Zoeva Screen Queen eyeshadow palette, which looks like this. I think it is really pretty. This color scheme is so gorgeous, and the names are feel very like 20s Hollywood, and this entire palette gives me like 20s Hollywood vibes, and I am super excited to try this out. And then we have the Battington lashes, I think in the style Harlow. They are super fluttery, super gorgeous. They have a really thin band and they come with a little mini loo. And then last but not least is the iconic London Illuminator original little highlighter drops. So if you would like to see me demo all these products on my face, stay around and let's get started. All right, so the very first thing I'm going to be using is the Benefit the Porefessional Pore Primer. And I typically don't really use primers. I don't really believe in them. But obviously, for the sake of today's video, I'm going to be using this primer, and I think I'm actually going to only put it on one side of my face just so I can kind of see the comparison. I'm going to be putting it on this side of my face. It is a silicone-based primer, so it has that slippy feel to it. Has an interesting smell. And now I'm just going to go in with my foundation over top. My foundation is on, and now I'm going to grab my mirror and look up close just to see if I can see any differences. I don't really see any difference in the size of my pores, but again, pores aren't something that changes size. You can see my pores just normally on both sides. The only difference that I can see is on the side that I put the primer on. It looks the tiniest bit less shiny. So it is a little bit more matte on my cheek on this side and a little bit more glowy on this side. It's still glowy on this side, but it's definitely more glowy on the side without primer. And I guess that is kind of just a preference thing. I don't really mind being super glowy. It's not really a big deal to me or anything. If anything, I honestly think I like being more glowy, but this works. I think it's really nice. So I'm going to finish up my base makeup. I don't have any more products that were in the boxycharm that are for the base, so I'm going to run off camera, finish up my base makeup, and we will be back. I totally lied. I 100% do. I was gonna put this on under my foundation. Oh no. Okay, well, I'm going to use my sponge to apply the iconic London Illuminator in the shade Original. It's the original iconic London Illuminator. I think that my applicator is broken. I don't know if it's supposed to be at this angle, but I'm just going to do 3 little dots on my cheek, and I'm going to then use the pointy side of my beauty blender to blend that out. When I was swatching this on my hand last night, it felt very oily on my hand. This is beautiful. It gives you a beautiful glow. It does leave a little bit of a dark cast. I'm not sure if you can see it compared to the other side, but I definitely notice a little bit of a dark cast when I'm looking straight ahead. I think with this, you just have to be really careful and make sure that you fully blend it in, because if you don't, you'll probably be able to see where you originally applied it, which probably is not a look that people, we all want. It is super beautiful. It gives you a really beautiful glow, but I just think the shade is a little off for me personally. I know that they do have more shades of this. This is just the original shade, but I think if I had a lighter shade, I would like it a lot more, but this is still really pretty. Or if I had a little bit of a tan going on, I would like it a lot more. Now I'm going to run off camera, finish the rest of my face, and I will be back when it is time. So there are 2 eye products in this month's box. The first one is a little brush set, and these are from the brand Lavish, and I'm not quite sure what brush set this is because BoxyCharm did stop including the product info sheet in their box. So I am going to be using all of these brushes on my eyes today except this one. This is a little fine liner brush, and I just don't use this brush for any type of liner, but I am going to be using the other 4 brushes, which there is a brow groomer, pencil, tapered blending, and eye shading. And then the product that I think I am the most excited for in this month's box is the Zoeva Screen Queen eyeshadow palette. And this is such a pretty palette. I feel like it is very everyday, very wearable. The one thing about this palette, there's only one matte in this palette, and it is this very, very light skin tone shade right here. So I am going to be going in with the mattes in my Anastasia Beverly Hills Soft Glam eyeshadow palette. But before we get into actually doing the eyes, I am going to do swatches of all these shades in the Zoeva palette. I lied, there's actually 3 eye products. And then the last one, which I'm not sure if I'm going to be using today, I kind of have to wait and see what type of eye look I do, is the Battington lashes in the style, I think it might be Harlow, I'm not sure, but they're very natural, very fluttery, and it comes with a mini lash glue. If I do use these, I won't be using the lash glue, but I'm just gonna have to wait and see what happens. Now let's swatch the Zoeva Screen Queen eyeshadow palette. I haven't touched this yet, I haven't played with this yet. This is my first time swatching, touching it, anything with this palette. All I did was open it up, look at the colors, and that's it. So this is Hollywood influenced, Remarkable Chameleon, Shine Your Light Now. This is Relentless Perfectionism, Best Work Unseen, Emphasis to the Face, Sensory Overload, Eye of a Painter, Mirror Motif, Transformative Power. I feel like there are a few different formulas in this palette. There is this shade right here, which is this really dark kind of purple color. It is more of a satin, so it's not as shimmery as the other ones, and none of them are like ridiculously shimmery. This one right here, Relentless Perfectionism, this was a little harder pressed. And then the shades Remarkable Chameleon, Mirror Motif, and Sensory Overload were a little chalkier. They were a little powdery, but I'm really excited to use this. I have a look in mind that I want to do using Remarkable Chameleon and Eye of a Painter. Let's just get started on the eyes. First, I'm going to dip into my Soft Glam palette, and I'm going to take the shade Orange Soda on a big fluffy blending brush and kind of blow that out into my crease. And now I'm actually going to go in with the shade Transformative Power, which is this one right here. And I'm going to use that as a crease shade. So I'm going to be taking this tapered blending brush from the brush set, and I'm going to be picking some of Transformative Power up and blending that in my crease to add some definition. I'm going to take the eye shading brush from the brush set. I'm going to pick up Eye of a Painter, which is this baby blue shimmer right here, and I'm going to start pressing this on the outer half of the lid. I am getting quite a bit of fallout. Now I'm taking my finger with the same baby blue and building up a bit of that color. It definitely applies better with a finger. I'm going to take that same brush with the shade Remarkable Chameleon, which is this mauve shimmer up here, and I'm going to put that on the inner part of my lid. And then picking some up on my finger and pressing that on. I'm going to go back to the tapered blending brush and picking up some more of Transformative Power and really tapping it off this time and blending over those edges. Then I'm going to pick up the pencil brush from the brush set. I'm going to use some of this right here, which is called Best Work Unseen, and I'm going to blend that right here on the very outer corner. I'm picking this up on the brush and it's picking up quite a bit of product on the brush, and then when I tap it, even if I just tap it once, it all falls out. So I'm going to try not tapping it. It is applying now if I don't tap the brush, but it's really difficult to not tap my brush off. I just did it, see? And now I think I'm going to take on the same pencil brush. I'm going to use this color called Shine Your Light Now, and I'm going to take that more on the side of the brush, and I'm going to apply it right here on the inner part of the lower lash line. This is a really gorgeous shifty duochrome coral eyeshadow, so it kind of shifts from like orange to pink, and it's really pretty. I feel like maybe the issue that I'm having is with the brushes, because all the products seem to fall right off of these two when I tapped them off. This one worked a little bit better, and then this one was okay. I'm going to take the really light matte shade called Hollywood Influenced, and I'm going to apply that to my brow bone. And then to finish off the eye look, I'm going to take this shade called Mirror Motif and apply that to the inner corners. I don't think that I want to use the lashes today, just because I want this eye look to be very soft, so I'm definitely going to be using them in an upcoming video. I'm going to run off camera, finish up the eyes, and do my eyebrows, and I will be back. So I just finished off the rest of my makeup, and I kept everything very light, very fresh, just applied a lip gloss, and now let's talk about my final thoughts on all the products. I'm actually going to rank my products from favorite to least favorite. The 4 products that I did use, this one obviously I don't have an opinion on yet because I haven't used these lashes, but I promise I will use them very soon and probably give my thoughts on them in an upcoming video. My least favorite product in this month's box was the brush set. Now, I didn't use this brush and I didn't use this spoolie. I'm sure this spoolie is probably great, most spoolies are, but it seemed like these brushes didn't really pick up product, and I don't think it was the eyeshadow palette that I was using, because I did go in with different brushes and they seemed fine on that, but it just seemed like they didn't really pick up product. So I'm probably going to be keeping the blending brush and this brush and the spoolie, and then these 2 brushes I will most likely be decluttering because I have a pointed pencil brush that I love and I just don't have a use for this type of brush. Coming in at number 3 is surprisingly the iconic London Illuminator. This just is a really pretty glow, but I feel like, I don't know, I just am not a huge fan of the formula. It feels a little bit oily, and for me personally right now with where my skin tone is at, it is a touch too dark, like so slightly too dark. It leaves just the littlest bit of a dark cast on my face when I'm looking straight forward, and for that reason it is at number 3. Coming in at number 2 is the Benefit the Porefessional Pore Primer, and surprisingly I really enjoy this. I feel like I can't really see a difference in my pores on each side of my face, but I don't really love to look dewy right here, just because I feel like there's a fine line between being dewy and being greasy. Someone says that. Is it Allie Klein's? Allie Klein's might say that. Someone says that, and I feel like when I get dewy right here, it can make me look greasy. And on the side that I did apply this primer on, which was this side, I look less dewy than I do on this side. So I actually really enjoy this, mostly for shine control, not for the pore claims. My favorite product was the eyeshadow palette. I feel like these performed exactly how I wanted them to. There wasn't a huge amount of color payoff, but I don't really have an eyeshadow palette that gives you beautiful light washes of color. And I actually really like the variety in the formulas of these shadows, just because I feel like it can give you different effects on the eyes. And I really love the look that I came up with today. It's very cool toned, and I cannot wait to do more looks with this palette. I might actually do a series on my Instagram using all these shimmer shades in this palette. I think that's just why it came in at number 1. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this month's BoxyCharm try on and unboxing. I hope you don't forget to like and subscribe before you go. I hope you are all staying safe and staying healthy, and hopefully I will see you in my next video. Bye!